Hey guys, it's Brent, and I am here in our Stage 1 House of Horror set sitting down with the master, Guillermo del Toro. How's it going, man?
Very good, man.
What do you think about these sets that we built here?
I like them. I mean, the designers are very talented, and I think that they did wonders with the space and the budget and the time. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, being able to transport this sort of like 6,000 square foot soundstage when you walk in, like I was here with Ethan and Hillary whenever they first came in, it was just sort of blank canvas, right? And you come in, you have all these like wonderful little spots. Which one is your favorite, if you had to choose one?
I like this room. I think it's beautiful, and I can see myself having dinner, lunch, breakfast. No problem.
That's what we did in the short that we shot. I ended up sort of turning this into like a dining room table with like this old chicken and like with just all this stuff. And I was like, this is just what I want my dining room to look
Chicken
like.
feet.
Here at the space, we try to give people a lot of cool opportunities to shoot with red cameras and jibs and steady cams and stuff that they wouldn't have access to before. And to give people stuff like this, there was a moment when people just walked onto the set for the first time. We're like, you just look around, you go, this changes.
It's a great gift.
Changes everything.
I mean, I imagine being a young filmmaker and seeing this thing, I would flip.
Oh,
I mean, when Alfonso Cuarón and I were starting on TV, we were doing, half-hour TV in a couple of days, and we would have killed to have these sets. You know, you have 2 days to shoot a half hour, and one camera, no jib, no Steadicam, nothing. You had a creaky dolly, and to have this is just a banquet, you know?
Yeah.
You can do a whole Roger Corman production in this.
I think some people tried to do that in the day. What we get 10 hours? Okay, we can probably bust out 30 pages.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
We could do that.
Corman would have done a feature in 2 days, probably.
Oh, not even that long. You just busted through it.
Yeah.
But there's something really special about, especially this time of year. It's October. We're leading up to Halloween. Everybody kind of turns their horror switch on. Some people, I think, don't turn it off.
Never, yeah.
What is it about the horror genre just in general that, not just for filmmakers, but for audiences alike, it's not going to go away. It's never gone away. It's just something so visceral about it. What is that for you?
Well, I think that is integral to the way we understand the world. I mean, I think that storytelling had two purposes when we started telling stories to each other around a campfire, and we were probably trying to talk about it, things that we would see or things that we would be afraid of. In other words, some of the stories made you dream of traveling and discovering, and other tales were done for you to stay at home and behave. I think horror has that scary capability, but it is a tool that we use to explain the world. It's one of the basic tools of storytelling. We are the only mammal that we know of that tells stories. And you're going to always talk about angels or demons, period. So it's one of the primary drives of telling a story, to scare your audience.
I think it was John Carpenter that once said there's two different horror stories we can tell. There's the evil out there, there's what's in the darkness, and then
or the
there's
thing that comes from within.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are basically the two models. You can combine them, by the way,
right.
But I think that that's quite an easy way to define any movie ever made, basically.
We like to kind of talk about this place like it's a teaching hospital. You know, we're getting a lot of these people that have come from shooting videos with their webcams in their bedroom, but they're learning the act of filmmaking while doing it. You know, kind of everybody's got an HD camera in their pocket and, you know, Final Cut or whatever editing system on their computer. Outside of being given great things like this at the space, what's some stuff that aspiring filmmakers can do just to separate themselves from the herd, from the noise?
Well, I think that be themselves. I mean, you can be hard to peg. Some people may like you, some people may not like you, some people get what you do, some others think you're crazy, but if you are true to yourself, if you only do things that you really believe in and that are personal to you, then, you know, you don't need the approval of anybody else, really.
Right.
I mean, that's in my opinion, what distinguishes not only the great horror filmmakers, but the great filmmakers in general. You know, some people can go through life shooting B movies, and eventually they get discovered, you know, by an audience that caught them at the right time. Some people go all their lives shooting sort of underground little things, and they can't find their audience. And it's a matter of being true, not trying to be somebody else or have some different type of budget. I mean, you'll find your audience, and your audience will find you.
When you break a story, and there's so many different ways that one can attack that. You can think of a character off the top of your head or an image. I know you think in images quite a bit and just getting words down. What is it about an idea that really grabs you when, you know, it's something that's undeniable? You can't ignore that any longer. Like that kind of becomes the obsession of the time.
Well, you have to really, I mean, I come from a country where you didn't make money because you made movies. You lost money because you made movies. And all of my life, when I approach a new project, I'm 50 years old, and I've done now, I don't know how many movies as producer, director, blah, blah, blah. And I still have the same emotion when I go into a project. I go, how much am I willing to lose to do that image? And there's always one or two images in every project that you would mortgage your house, sell your car, give everything you have to make sure that image comes to save.
I've heard you talk about like Pacific Rim. It was the girl with the red shoes on the street. You like had to make that movie just to see that.
It doesn't matter what you go through. Doesn't matter if they give you X amount of time, but you need to always protect the images that are crucial. And in Pacific Rim, that flashback and that character, for me, Mako Mori, is the most important character in Pacific Rim for me.
Yeah.
Is the one I feel the closest to. Although I don't look like a 25-year-old Japanese girl.
You can put yourself in there somehow.
But emotionally, that's the character where I have the strongest connection. And I wanted to protect that moment. Is the only character that is given a true backstory and a true full ending. Is really protecting that. In Kronos, it was the main character licking the drop of blood on the floor from the bathroom. In Pan's Labyrinth was the Pale Man, or the moment the Fawn embraces Ophelia, and she trusts him again, and so on and so forth. So there's always an image that makes you say, I'm willing to forsake everything I have in life to protect that image.
But if you had to whittle it down to just one piece of advice for aspiring film directors out there, what's something that they really need in their toolbox that maybe they're not realizing quite yet?
Well, I think that the main thing is to do, and the second, so the more you do with what you have, I mean, do what you can do that is close to you. If you have a middle-class home and you have, then make a story about a vampire in a middle-class home, or about a werewolf in a middle-class home, and speak of your own experience. But technically, I think that one of the things that I feel is being lost now, but it's very important, is watch as many movies of as many eras as you can. When I was coming up through the ranks, there was a thing called a cinema club in the 70s, where you threaded 16mm film and you projected it, and I became familiar with people that are important to me, like Max Ophüls, like Laurel and Hardy, the Three Stooges. You became familiar with Renoir. You became familiar with everything from the comedy to drama. You can see Preston Sturges. Don't just limit yourself to what is out there or the latest top 10 at the box office. That's the main tool. Imbibe, live film history, because you are part of that narrative. Even if it's not film anymore, you're part of that narrative tradition. And the second thing I feel very important, do not get wrapped in the industry side of this. That's what I find really heartbreaking, that people are now, a lot of times you're discussing film with people that love film, and it's like you're listening to an agent from an agency or a head of a studio. They know the grosses, they know who's doing this, they know. That's absolutely not important. The important thing is that tradition you are going to belong to, and do not get caught on the other side. Yeah. Stay true to the other side that needs you and needs to exist urgently.
Yeah, we need people that are passionate about telling stories. Numbers are great, but
I tell stories. You pay when you have a movie and it's opening. Yes, pay attention to your number obsessively. Saturday, Friday, Thursday. Yes. But beyond that, do not get caught in the business. That's very important to forget.
Well, hey, thanks so much for coming in, man.
Really
pleasure. Great stuff. Thanks so much.
Look at that. What is it? You will lose weight and...
Crimson Peak's going to do really well.
Oh, no, you will not lose weight.
Oh.
I knew it.